Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight for 23 ABC News at 5. I'm Jessica Harrington. Tonight's top stories. Is Kern County ready for the primary in March? 23 ABC's I-Team takes a look at why local measures are not on the county's website, what officials are saying about it tonight. Plus, Senator Bernie Sanders wins the nation's first primary. We'll tell you what the presidential candidates are saying today. 23 ABC News at 5 starts right now.
Live from downtown Bakersfield, 23 ABC News at 5 starts now.
Good evening. California's primary election is less than 3 weeks away, scheduled to be part of Super Tuesday on March 3rd instead of its usual time in June. But information about local measures affecting our county, including 2 controversial marijuana measures, are not on Kern County's election website. 23 ABC's investigative team has been looking into the issue. Bryant Wang joins us in studio with more on what they said. Bryant?
Jessica, information about local measures during election season is usually posted on the county's website many weeks in advance, but we're now less than 3 weeks away from the March primary, and there's no information on the Kern County Elections website informing about local measures such as Measure D and E, nor anything about the Wasco or McFarland school bond measures. Is it concerning that they don't have information about the measures on the county's website?
It kind of is, and it seems a little bit difficult for me to find a non-biased explanation of what's going on.
California's primary election is less than 3 weeks away. Kern County sent out mail-in ballots starting on February 3rd, but information about local measures listed on that ballot is not on the county's election website.
If it's put into our local websites, of course, a little bit of more people might look into that.
Did you get your election ballot this year?
Yes, we did.
Okay, and do you know what Measure A, C, D, or E is?
I don't yet. No, I'm sorry.
We reached out to Kern County officials to ask why information about those measures aren't posted on the county's website. County spokeswoman Megan Pearson said she was not able to confirm Wednesday, but sent a link to 23 ABC News of the state's election website, vote.california.gov. However, information about local measures wasn't posted on that website either.
If it was on the county's website, then I feel like that it would be a non-biased, this is the facts, this is what's going on type of deal. But instead, it's like, you know, you're reading propaganda and signs, and then there's like people standing outside of Walmarts and they're like, hey, don't do this. So it feels a little, not legit.
Alan Bowler, a political science professor at Bakersfield College, suggests a few websites that are reliable for information about the local measures.
Cal Matters is one of them. There are places called like Ballotopedia, which shows all the different propositions and gives a pretty good rundown on what they are, kind of factual-based rundowns.
And this just in now, county officials confirmed to 23 ABC that information on local measures is not on their elections website, but they have not said why. We reached out to the Secretary of State's office to ask if California counties are struggling with preparation with the primary election being moved up to March. So far, they have not responded. For more information on alternative sources you can use to learn about these measures, head to our website, turnin23.com. For now, live in studio, Bryant Wang, 23 ABC. Connecting you.
Well, with Iowa and New Hampshire behind them, presidential candidates are looking to the next contest, the Nevada caucus. The state's Democratic Party is preparing for the event, focusing on early voting. Nevada Democrats are making history. For the first time, there will be early voting ahead of the Nevada caucus at more than 80 locations across the state. Voters will check in with volunteers using a voter roll-on party-purchased iPads. They'll get a card with a registration ID number, a voter PIN, and registration will be done using Google Forms. The plan is to use paper ballots for early voting and then scan the results like a Scantron.
This is the plan that we decided will be the best and most secure and efficient and also simple process for the early vote. And we're excited to have been able to roll that out. And we're expecting for, an energized turnout for Nevada Democrats.
Nearly 3,000 volunteers are training for the early voting process, which starts Saturday. Senator Bernie Sanders narrowly winning the New Hampshire primary, defeating Mayor Pete Buttigieg. Each campaign is hoping to carry that momentum forward, while other candidates are hoping for a reset. ABC's Mona Kosar-Abdi has the latest from Manchester, New Hampshire.
The Democratic pack of presidential hopefuls moving on.
I think we're going to do just fine in Nevada, very well in South Carolina, and I think we got a real shot on Super Tuesday to win a whole lot of states.
Senator Bernie Sanders hoping his first place finish in New Hampshire propels him to more victories. But Pete Buttigieg close behind in second place, continuing his line of attacks against the frontrunner's self-declared socialist platform.
He's got an approach that says you're either for a revolution or you got to be for the status quo.
Senator Amy Klobuchar celebrating her surge, moving into the top tier with a strong third-place finish and seeing a windfall in donations.
We have beaten the odds every step of the way.
Former Vice President Joe Biden, despite a fifth-place finish, insisting
the fight to end Donald Trump's presidency is just beginning. Just beginning.
And despite a fourth-place finish, Senator Elizabeth Warren vowing to fight on, hoping the lack of a clear frontrunner will give her more time to build support.
We might be headed for another one of those long primary fights that last for months.
And more fallout from the New Hampshire primary. Former Massachusetts Governor Deval Patrick calling it quits today. Businessman Andrew Yang and Senator Michael Bennet dropped out of the race after the polls closed yesterday. Mona Kosar-Abdi, ABC News, Manchester, New Hampshire.
And 23 ABC will continue to provide information to help you make an informed decision on Super Tuesday. The California primary is set for March 3rd. We'll have all the information you need on national and local candidates, propositions and measures, of course, on our website, turn23.com. Temperatures were much warmer today than this time yesterday. That's all thanks to this high pressure that we've been talking about. So you can see those temperatures in the upper 60s right now here in Bakersfield. Yes, we did reach those low 70s across the valley, up 3 from this time yesterday. So you can see Maricopa still in those low 70s, while most of the valley is back to the 60s. 42 degrees right now in Breckenridge, 52 in Tehachapi, and 45 in Lebec. So we are continuing to track these very calm winds and clear skies. So as we head into the evening hours tonight, we are going to be only in those low 50s by the time 10 p.m. rolls around here in Bakersfield, 39 in Tehachapi and 47 in Mojave. But these above normal temperatures continue for your Thursday, and then we are taking a slight dip for your Valentine's Day. I have more details on our next storm system that's sweeping through the region coming up next. Death certificates released Tuesday show Kobe Bryant and his 13-year-old daughter Gianna were laid to rest Friday at a Southern California cemetery. They were buried at Pacific View Memorial Park in Corona del Mar. No details about a graveside service were released. The NBA legend and his daughter were among 9 people killed in a helicopter crash January 26th in the hills of Calabasas. There is a public celebration scheduled for February 24th at the Staples Center in Los Angeles. Now to a new report analyzing Governor Gavin Newsom's proposed plan to fight the homeless crisis in California. The Legislative Analyst's office now saying Newsom's proposal does not provide a clear strategy for curbing homelessness. Last month, Newsom detailed his plan to fight homelessness, proposing a $750 million fund to fight the issue. The money would be used to set up temporary housing, would provide services, and would help people on the verge of homelessness pay their rent. Currently, most local governments control homeless programs. Newsom's proposal would give more power to the state. The Legislative Analyst's office says Newsom's approach would complicate programs that are already in place. State lawmakers are scheduled to review the governor's plan in a public hearing tomorrow. Another horse has died at Santa Anita Park in Southern California. The track's website says the 6-year-old horse named Double Touch died Saturday while training. The cause of death is unknown pending the results. Now, around 40 horses have died at Santa Anita Park since December 2018. The track has made a number of changes since then to increase horse safety. An investigation by the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office has found no indication of animal cruelty or criminal activity. In other news, day 2 of the World Ag Expo coming to a close at this hour, but thousands making their way to Tulare once again to see the latest in ag technology. It is the 53rd installment of the Farming and Ranching Showcase. Thousands of people continue to flock to the International Agri-Center in Tulare County. More than 100,000 people are expected to attend this year's 3-day event. Hundreds and hundreds of exhibitors displayed the latest in farm equipment and technology. Tomorrow is the final day of the Ag Expo. Gates open at 9 a.m. and will stay open until 4 p.m. Back here at home, Cal State Bakersfield is gearing up to hold another active shooter training for students, staff, and faculty. The training is set for Friday on Valentine's Day, and it will be presented by CSUB's police department. They will go over what to do when there's an active shooter on campus. University police say they will talk about the history of active shooter incidents, methods on locking down, and what to expect of a police response on campus. The training is set for Friday from 8:45 until 10:30 a.m. in the Runners Cafe Stockdale room. Tonight, CSUB will continue its celebration of Black History Month with former Bakersfield Police Chief Lyle Martin. He's scheduled to speak tonight about ethics in leadership. Martin is now the Chief District Attorney Investigator for the Kern County District Attorney's Office. He will be speaking at 6 p.m. in the December Reading Room. She's seen firsthand the race to the White House, was by the side of one of the most known senators in the U.S. and has been recognized for philanthropy. Tonight, Cindy McCain will speak about all of that right here in Bakersfield. The widow of longtime Senator John McCain is scheduled to speak at the Kern County Fairgrounds as part of a fundraiser for the Boys and Girls Club of Kern County. According to the Boys and Girls Club, McCain will also touch on the current political environment and its impact on youth today. Also, what education challenges and successes will help children. The Delano Police Department wants to make Valentine's Day a little special for some local kids, and you can still help. DPD is collecting new and unused small and medium-sized teddy bears with the Special Enforcement Unit, and today is the last day to donate. Bears can be dropped off at the Delano Police Station lobby located at 2330 High Street in Delano. Those bears will be distributed to kids between the ages of 2 and 6 throughout Delano on Valentine's Day. This Friday, many will be getting chocolates, flowers, or balloons and getting them from loved ones in honor of Valentine's Day. But PG&E is spreading an important message today about safety when it comes to those balloons.
So we want our customers to celebrate, but celebrate responsibly when it comes to metallic balloons. They're very popular this time of year, obviously with candy or flowers. And so we want them to be utilized, but we also want to remind our customers that they can come in contact with our power lines. And if they do that, they can spark, they can cause a power outage, they can also cause potentially fire.
Katie Allen from PG&E offered some safety tips for metallic balloons. PG&E says use caution and avoid celebrating with metallic balloons near overhead electric lines. Make sure helium-filled balloons are securely tied to a weight and, when possible, keep them indoors. Officials also add that you should not bundle them together. In 2019, metallic balloons striking power lines caused 376 power outages.